Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have been to Retrospillmessen in Sandefjord, Norway, the 20th until 21st of May this year. So I just got home and this video will be about that trip and I will tell you all about that. So first of all, I live in northern Norway in Harstad, so I had to naturally take a plane down to my sister, which lives in Kongsvinger. It's kind of close to the convention. On the 20th of May, my sister and I and her boyfriend and two friends of them drove down to Sandefjord. It took us 2.5 hours to drive, a bit longer actually. We arrived there at the convention and when we walked up there, there was this really long line. But when we got there, the line was medium. But like 10 minutes after we arrived, the line just got bigger and bigger and really long. There were stormtroopers walking around, random shit like that. Now, leading up to this convention, I have been really excited and been looking so much forward to it. The night before the convention, I just felt so tingly inside that I could almost not sleep, but fortunately I could and I did. Then came the moment when we walked into this convention. This is my first convention that I've ever been to in my life. I have never before seen so many games at one place before. Kan jeg kaste den nu? Ja. My first impression when we walked in the door was, wow, this is really big. Hvor stort det? I have never seen anything like it before, so it was really something new and unusual for me and just so mind-blowing. I felt like a kid experiencing 10 Christmas evenings at the same time. It was just so amazing to be there. So the first booth we walked up to was a glass cabinet showing off some consoles. I saw a WonderSwan for the first time. I also found a PlayStation Portable, which I was already looking for, but that shit was really overpriced and I hesitated too long, so the PlayStation Portables, they got sold because I hesitated. Holy shit! So the first thing I was mainly focused on was to try and look for the Rune Factory games that I have been looking for forever. I've been looking for forever. Du Silje, egentlig så vil jeg finne DS-seksjonen med en gang, for jeg skal Rune Factory. I know they are on eBay, but it's kinda more fun to find them yourself and try and find a good deal, you know. I was hoping to find them at this convention, but I didn't. Now, at this convention, there were a lot of old consoles that you could buy. They were complete and in plastic and wrapped and stuff. So you could basically buy whatever the hell console you want, almost. They didn't have every console in the world, but I would say it was a pretty good selection, definitely. There was lined up like a lot of older consoles that you could play. They were hooked up with popular games of that time and that time. I saw a lot of kids playing really old games. That was really fun. Now, as we were walking around and looking around, all of a sudden I see David Weiss and I freak out. Oh, that on David Weiss! I was like, oh my god, there he is, oh my god. I was like, sister, can you take a picture of us? I want to have pictures with David Weiss and David Doak. David Weiss composed Donkey Kong music. David Doak is known for GoldenEye 64 and Time Splitters, among other titles. So they are actually real celebrities at this convention. It was just awesome. I will just never forget that.
Yeah, the music's not very good. No, it's terrible.
I got them to sign a couple of games and I also got their autograph on my arm.
Jag tror jag tar signaturen på armen också. Ja, jag gör det.
Just like anywhere.
Welcome to Norway.
Thank you so much. That's yours.
Yes, it is.
And then I suddenly saw a familiar face. I saw Pat the NES Punk just sitting there with his books. I walked up to him smiling like a little fuck, I guess. And I said hi to him and it was really nice to meet him. And it's really weird to see someone in real life that you have seen on the internet. It's kind of really mind-blowing because they really do exist in real life.
Completionist-panel er altså et eget panel som finner nede til høyre i salen innenfor Neo Tokyo.
It's heavy.
Yeah, I saw the review. And then I just ran to the Completionists panel, Gerard's panel, the YouTuber, the Completionist, that one video gamer.
My name's Gerard, I'm the Completionist on YouTube. Yeah, I'm Alex, I do Super Beard Brothers with Gerard, and I run a Pokemon channel with Kelly called The Decks.
And I'm Kelly, I do the decks.
We're from a place called America. Los Angeles, California. We work all together in the same YouTube office, and you know, we've been working together for years now, about 5 years. So I wasn't a big fan of
It was really freaking hot that day.
around and trying to slice.
He all of a sudden looks straight into my camera.
Here's wow. Yeah. Get ready.
I know you guys just got here, but the Nintendo booth here is awesome. You should definitely spend some time playing all those cool games.
And the new character
got Splatoon, ARMS.
Everything happened so fast in the first hour, I feel like, because I was so excited. It feels like a blur now that I think back on it. It was sunny, it was sweaty, but the convention actually had a really decent air conditioning, I would say. Because at some places in the convention hall, I could feel the air conditioning. Like, sister, can you feel this? Oh, lovely. But it wasn't everywhere. I could feel it some places in the convention. And then suddenly I see the Game Chasers. Well, only Melvor and Jay from the Game Chasers. Billy couldn't come this time around, but I really hope he comes next year. So Billy, if you're watching this, get to Norway next year. I would love to meet a legendary editor like you. You edit the show so freaking good. You inspire me to be better at video editing. That camera though, the Game Chasers, I saw them filming around, and that camera. Now we're talking equipment.
You know what I don't? The radios are the same as American, so that's what I'm looking for. Dude, Star Wars fans. Thank you very much, dude.
So then I said hi to Jay and handshaked, and I bought their t-shirt and I bought their DVD. Now where is it? I have already watched the entire DVD and I think I found all the secrets. You know what I mean, if you have the DVD, you have to look for the secrets. I really want a t-shirt.
Which one and what size?
This one.
What size?
I don't know.
That one's cheap. Hang on, I'll grab a medium.
Yeah, I want it to be long and comfortable. So yeah, I think this one.
Medium works?
Yeah, it works.
Okay. It's just a bunch of extra shit, so it's okay.
Extra shit.
Extra shit.
We're gonna start with this one then.
Awesome.
Yeah. I have to get my money, 1 second. Hello.
I didn't forget. Don't make me look like an asshole. I didn't have the time. 1, 2. I didn't have the room to put it in.
Hey, admit it, you're an asshole, you forgot.
No, I'm an asshole, but it's not because of that.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have you found anything today?
Today,
Like
no,
games,
not really.
anything you've been looking for?
Haven't had a chance to look.
No, neither did I. I mean, we were standing outside in the line for way past 11. You guys have the last panel tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
It's the grand finale.
Yeah.
I will be there. I bought this shirt, the Game Chasers. I also bought these buttons from Patton Punk. I couldn't afford his book. It would have broken my budget. So yeah, nice shirt. I will wear it in some of my future videos. So that was good shit. Good shit. About the DVDs, I actually want more of them now, but they are sold out on the internet, so they gotta make more, I mean, print up more. At the booth, they only had season 1 and season 3, but he said that they had season 2, but it was sold out really quickly. Me and Jay, we just stood there and talked a bit. It was really cool to meet them, and Jay is a really fun guy. I really like him, he's really fun. And then, I met Norm, the gaming historian, and he was there with his lovely wife. I really liked her, and she said that I had the coolest hair at the entire convention. Like, I took a picture with everyone, and it's, yeah. After all of this, I had some time to just walk around and look at everything at this convention. So I had a really decent look around. I tried to cover as much as possible on camera, but some highlights I will show anyway. And I found some display stands with prototype games, and they had a lot of things in glass displays. Games with a lot of history to them, and unusual games, and actually really rare games and stuff like that. So the monitors, they were filled with shit that I want, but I don't think they were for sale. They were more like for display only, I think. I saw a Lundra. How random is that? I actually came across a few big box PC games, but there were really not a lot of them. there were a few of them, so something for you, Metal Jesus. There was just so many games that I have never seen before in my life. It was really exciting. So many games that I want to try out now. It was just mind-blowing how many games there were. And there were a lot of magazines and t-shirts and mugs of all different kinds of motives you can possibly think of. There were toys, and there were plenty of guides, old Nintendo guides, like Nintendo 64 guides, a lot of them actually. But the entire convention felt really overpriced. That is something I want to talk about a bit. Most games were really overpriced, and people there know what they have and what it's worth, obviously. And I talked to Jay about that, and he said the prices are high because they are ready to be haggled with. In Norway, we never haggle about anything. We don't even give tip to waitresses, we don't tip at restaurants, we don't tip ever in this country. And we definitely never bargain. That is something that never happens. I was like, okay, that is possible, is that something I can do? I mean, so yeah, I started haggling on all my purchases after he said that, so thank you for that. And then my sister and her boyfriend and I and the two friends that we were with, we had a little break from the convention and we drove down to Sandefjord, had a little walk around. It was really hot and my bag was so heavy because I had water and cameras and like my vlogging camera and my big ass camera that I'm filming with now. We found a really nice restaurant by the sea. I had lasagna and they had like steak and chicken and whatever, I don't know, something like that. It was really lovely to just take a breather because I was so filled with impressions, just so excited that I could almost explode. I mean, it felt like the best day that could possibly happen, almost. So we walked around in Sandefjord, it's really beautiful. So when we got back to the convention, actually I checked into the hotel first and then we got back to the convention. Now, it was Norm's panel, the gaming historian's panel, and it was really, really interesting. I really liked his panel. It was just so well done and planned and entertaining for everyone in the audience. And then he also gave us
access to those sex scenes.
No, I'm just kidding. He told us about this mod called Hot Coffee for Grand Theft Auto.
And it's called Hot Coffee because when you're in the game, when you are hanging out with your girlfriend, if she invites you in for coffee, that means you're about to have sex with her.
I don't play GTA, but I know some things about them. But I didn't know about Hot Coffee and the mod that makes you get
access to those sex scenes.
And then he had a Jeopardy where he took some volunteers from the audience up on the stage and they were buzzing on the things like real Jeopardy, but it was the gaming historian Jeopardy. That was really entertaining and such a good idea to have your panel really entertaining and engaging for the audience. I knew about 50% of the answers.
That is correct.
But I was really unsure about some of them. But there were more people that was really unsure about the answers. Like, guess the game. We really sucked at that at some points.
It's incorrect.
So I was sitting next to Gerard, the completionist, and God, his laugh.
Well, as a pro gamer, I'd say, you know, Nintendo is like the obvious answer. Okay, somebody that makes YouTube videos is always gonna get a comment that's like really mean or like just like dumb. So I consider myself lucky because I feel like I don't get that many because I'm just so generic looking and not interesting. So there's not much to like make fun of, I guess. But like
Gerard's laugh, Jesus, just the best in the world. Really cool guy.
It's a lot of fun to make.
And then after this panel, we just hanged around in the panel room and I got to sit down a little bit with Jay and Gerard and we had a talk and I asked them if I could film them a bit and ask them some really basic questions.
Literally the opposites. Yeah, a whole bunch of stoves and what's up?
Hello! Looks like creepy. Gerard, what's your favorite game of all time?
Donkey Kong Country 2.
What's your favorite game of all time?
Super Mario Brothers 3 NES. Easy.
What's the worst game that you've ever played?
Sneak King for the Xbox.
And yours?
Totally rad for the NES.
What was the first video game that you got in your life?
Werewolf for the NES.
What was yours?
You know, would have been the pack in SuperMarioBrothers.com.
What was the best birthday or Christmas gift you ever got from your parents or family?
Donkey Kong Country 2 for my 11th birthday.
Good answer.
A Sega Genesis in like '94, I think, because Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. My phone is... That's my sister actually. Ja, men vi på panelrummet. Jag driver sister is like, are you not done there yet? So, what do you think the Norwegian language sounds like?
What's it? You're asking two ignorant Americans?
I know, right?
What Norwegian
So
sounds like?
if you want the ignorant American answer, it sounds like y'all are like y'all got marbles in your mouth.
Marbles.
You're talking way too fast for us to keep up.
Yeah, way too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
It's almost like gibberish, like two high school
The Sims,
girls.
like The Sims.
Kind of like two high school girls made up their own like big Latin backwards language, and they're just talking really fast at each other.
yeah, it's almost like back home, someone just walks up, you start speaking Spanish, and you're like, hang on, wait, what? Like speak English? It's kind of what it relates to, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty. We just don't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for being on my channel, and I will see you around.
Now, after all of this, there was the concert with David Wise on the stage. He played some really popular, well-known songs from Donkey Kong Country. I almost teared up at that point because it was so real and surreal, and the day was just so perfect for me. Like the music and the nostalgia value for me, at least, with the Donkey Kong music, is really special to me. Like, it was just so good. So good. So that was end of day one. So I went back to the hotel and I had a shower and a really good night rest and sleep. At day two, I took the cab up there and I had some more time to look really thoroughly around. Now, I saw Japanese versions of games, a lot of games in Japanese version. Pokemon Silver, I've never seen that one in Japanese version. And the boxes are just different there. I don't know, but I think I prefer the European boxes. The PlayStation Portable was gone. They actually had one more PlayStation Portable, but that went pretty fast as well. So I didn't get a PlayStation Portable this time around, but I will find that on eBay at some point anyways. I'm not worried. And then I saw Pat again, just such a beam of sunshine, really welcoming. Well, everyone, all the YouTubers that I met were really welcoming and happy and open and welcoming and fun. Just a bunch of really good guys. I really liked all of them. And then I had some more looking around and all of a sudden stormtroopers were dancing on the stage. Jump on it! Jump on it! Jump on it! And the big ass Nintendo 64 and GameCube booth. Jesus fucking Christ, sorry to say that, but there was just so many games that I really wanted from that booth. But that was probably the most overpriced booth. It was almost impossible to haggle with them just a little bit, and one game cost 5,000 krones. That was Conker's Bad Fur Day boxed. It was not sealed or anything. The box was opened and used and had some minor damage to it, but Jesus Christ, 5,000? That is more than 1 month of rent in this apartment. I'm just saying. So then I found Zelda necklaces, and this one I haggled from, I don't know. I don't remember what I paid, but I remember that I haggled. Then I saw a really unusual GameCube. It was white and pink. I think it's probably some sort of special edition from Japan, but It was really cool. I have never seen that one before, not even on the internet. What the hell? Like, I really love the GameCube. GameCube in my heart. Pat had his panel. He was playing some NES Mini, then he took 2 people up on the stage to compete in 2-player on some games from the NES Mini.
Thank you so much. Well, I gotta take a rest after that. Whew. Wow.
I actually asked him a really ridiculous question. I asked him, how would you describe yourself? And he was like...
Any other questions that I'd hear on a first date? What's your sign?
I like to ask that question. It's always so interesting to see what people really answer to that question. It tells a lot about the person, I think. So then came the rare panel. The panel with David Wise and David Doak. And they had some really interesting stories to tell us about what it was like to work at the Rare office back in the day.
It was certainly a challenge getting it onto the Super NES back in the day. And I'm really pleased we don't have to do it that way anymore.
It was much harder to create video games back then because of the limitations, but also because they had to build all of their engines and everything from ground up. David Wise also told us which song is his favorite that he has composed. He answered with The Enhanced Forest. The grand finale was the Game Chasers panel.
What's up with the music?
Why not? I think we're gonna do the robot later. We're gonna make everyone stand up and do it with us. We did everything but the mic check.
Oh, there it is.
So I am Melvor.
I'm Jay. We're the Game Chasers. And we're joined by the gaming historian, Norm.
I'm here because you needed to borrow my laptop.
Pretty much, we don't know how to operate it, so.
How many of you guys even know who we are?
Like 5, okay. Well, see you later.
Jay told us a lot of stories about Billy.
Like that's a completely different story.
Oh, this is another one. Okay.
But they made his burger really, this is so fucking dumb, really sloppy. Like they just like bun, meat, fucking dressing or salad, don't y'all call that here, and then fucking condiments shit, and then bun, wrapped it up, here you go. He was so fucking mad. He's like, I need you to pull over. Real calm, I need you to pull over. I was like, what's wrong? He goes, just pull the fucking car over for a minute. He disappears. He comes inside with like, empty-handed. I was like, what the fuck was that about? I didn't like the way they fucking made my burger. It was fucking sloppy, like they didn't give a shit. And I'm like, well, they don't. They fucking fast food employees. What's the matter with you?
That's like being on the road though for like 8 hours, you know.
Oh, eight? No, that was like 18 hours on the road.
The panel was mainly about Billy, I would say.
And Billy just goes, I swear to God, if you go to another restaurant, I'm gonna tear this car apart. I was like, what the fuck does that even mean? What are you talking about, dude? He goes, I don't wanna fucking go to anywhere to eat. I'm like, you're hungry. I don't give a shit. We're not going anywhere. I'm like, well, we kind of are because there's fucking 6 of us, so we're not gonna go eat just because you need a tampon. And it just didn't make sense. And like, I think it's Norm is like, I just picture him, you know, like the bonus stage on Street Fighter where they're beating up the car, like that was Billy. And it was a rental, and I'm like, what, you gonna like rip the fucking headrests off and the visors? Like, what the fuck does I'm gonna tear the car up mean? So we get some food in him, and he calms down, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna tear the car up? Shut up, I won't talk about it.
And also Jay told us how much he loves cockroaches.
Cockroaches are filthy. They're a filthy fucking
they are dirty
thing.
Yeah.
After that panel, more looking around, walking around, getting a bit tired, but still really excited.
Norm.
Hi.
Hello. Will you be back in Norway for next year?
I hope so.
You hope so, you don't know.
If they invite me, I'll be here.
Gerard said he's coming, and also Game Chasers.
Alright, then I'm coming.
If I'm invited back, I will be back.
Of course you are invited.
You're inviting me back, but they're not inviting me back. Snooze is awful. This is my least favorite thing I've had in Norway. I get it, it's just not, it's not for me.
What is the best Norwegian food that you have had?
Oh man, on National Day I had this waffle with some kind of cheese and
Brown cheese?
and strawberry jam or jelly. It was
Do you
really
like brown
good.
cheese?
It's a little weird, but on some things it's pretty good.
I actually have brown cheese in my bag.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You should enjoy it because I'm not gonna be able to take it on the plane.
It was
but
too weird for you?
the cheese?
Yeah.
No, this was the weirdest thing. This is the weirdest thing for sure. This is like the normal stuff. One of you guys had Scruff Snooze, or the brand. That was awful. That was the worst thing I've ever had. Why are you shaking your head at me, cameraman? Because I'm right and you're upset with me. Yeah, it's okay.
I'm right.
You're not right. You're wrong. Your opinion is objectively wrong.
Are you happy with this convention so far? I mean, it's done now, but how was it?
It was very fun. I love coming to Norway. The atmosphere is really beautiful. I went to some cool sightseeing places, and yeah, I'd love to come back. Make it my 3rd year. It'd be a lot of fun.
Anyways, guys, we will see you later. So bye. Wave.
Wave like
Bye.
this?
Yeah.
Like
bye.
this.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.